I love everything that you do, but I hate the way that you move.
And we're live. Okay. YouTube.
Uh,
Welcome back to my channel, y'all. If y'all are new here, my name is Angel Uchiha. If y'all are not new, then of course, welcome back. I want to thank y'all for liking, commenting, subscribing, running those views up, all that good shit that y'all do to keep this channel alive. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, we are addressing a much needed issue within our community. So I actually have my brother Taurus here. Would you want to introduce yourself to the people?
yeah. Hello. My name's Charles. You can call me Taurus. Instagram is Taurus the Antisocial, and yeah, I'm just here to answer questions and be my mom.
Okay, period. Period. And you are a Taurus, right? That's why you call yourself that?
Yep.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. But yeah, so as y'all can see by the title of today's video, we are going to be addressing why is there so much, friction and animosity between men and women right now, right? That's the topic that stood out the most to you, right?
Yep. That was number.
Okay. Okay, so if y'all see me looking down, I'm checking my questions because I'm organized this time. The past couple of times I've been doing the podcast, I've been slipping, but I'm on my shit today. So the first question I have for you is, are you aware of the social division, the debates, the arguments, the back and forths that have been going on between men and women on social media?
Not really. I may be aware of a couple,
Mm-hmm.
like say women. Like let's use the music industry as an example. Like Sexy Red,
Mm-hmm.
her music causes women in this generation to, act crazy out their body, in which they like that. And
Mm-hmm.
a lot of men don't really perceive that as like high value at all. They don't like it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah. So that's definitely something that I've been seeing as well. Not just with Sexy Red, but the whole female rappers these days are promoting this image and blah blah
yeah,
blah blah and do 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 do. And then the women come back like, oh well, men are doing this and da 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 blah blah blah. And it's like this this back and forth that never seems to end, right?
right.
So have you participated in any of these, debates? And if so, what was your stance?
Well, yeah, I have participated in like a debate before,
Mm-hmm.
and from my point of view, it's just like men since the beginning of time have been dogs, basically, like brutes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it doesn't justify our ways, but at the same time, females trying to be in competition with men,
Mm-hmm.
it just kind of throwing the world off because that's not the original order of things. That's not how things work originally.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand females want to be respected, but you can't be respected if you can't respect yourself at the
Mm-hmm.
same time. So going outside, hopping out, car, twerking on top of your car, doing what y'all doing, females do.
Twerking on the headlights, right?
Yeah, that doesn't make a man attracted to you. That pushes a man away, because it's
Mm-hmm.
like I could find a woman who would sit down, talk to me, give me her time, and I give her mine.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So you think a lot of the friction is coming from like women responding to the way that they've been being treated by like kind of acting out or trying to like get revenge or since y'all gonna do this, well we gonna do this.
Yeah,
And it's causing like instead of you getting even, you're more so just adding fuel to the fire. Like it's not actually solving the situation,
right.
right? So I definitely can get that. I definitely can get that. Just being a woman myself, like I definitely have seen how, and I've been in that position too, of where you feel some type of way, like after you've been loyal, after you've worked hard to be a high value woman, and then you still get cheated on, you still get lied to, you still get mistreated. It's like, well, fuck that. Like, why am I, doing all of this just to still get treated like this? And so you're like, oh, well, I'm about to just wild out. But you're not happy with that either. Like you're reducing yourself to a space of, lower quality. Not because that's the thing. I feel like everybody's so obsessed with like being high value to somebody else.
Yeah,
Are you high value to yourself? Are you happy?
that's
Are you content? Exactly. And I feel like a lot of females that are on the kind of like sexy red, like, city girl, we outside wave, like they're not really happy when they actually, sit down and think about themselves.
mm-hmm.
So I definitely get that. I definitely get that. So with that being said, right,
Right.
I want to make sure I word this right. Okay. So what I've personally noticed is that a lot of these like arguments back and forth, because it's not just that one. I've heard like the 50-50 conversation. What do you bring to the table? Where are we allowed to go on dates? Where are we not allowed to go on dates? Like a lot of this shit I see takes place on social media. I
Yeah.
haven't really seen it like translate over into actual reality. Now, do you think that these debates and this friction transfer over into reality, or is this just some social media shit?
Mm, social media has a lot to do with it. Social media influences a lot of this behavior. Like a woman wants a man, say he takes her, he takes her to a restaurant or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, of course, if he's taking you, he's asking you on a date, expect him to pay, of course. But
Mm-hmm.
y'all together and everything, and y'all done did this before, and you're like, hey, babe, let's just go up. Yes, it got to be 50-50 because why not?
Mm-hmm.
I make your partner feel like they got to be the only one doing this, and you don't bring this to the table. Another thing, I feel like with single women,
Mm-hmm.
they with kids, they expect a man to come in, do this, do that, bring this to the table, but a lot don't bring much to the table at all.
Mm-hmm.
What I've noticed, and they'd rather go, be outside, and do their thing, while they man sit at home taking care of kids. And a lot of them don't even give the men like the authority to discipline their children,
Mm-hmm.
which is kind of wrong. Because how you expect a man to come in, take care of you, take care of your kids, provide and teach, be a leader?
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I'm saying, you won't let them.
Right. So you do think it translates because, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I be seeing a lot of females that like they be on Facebook talking about, oh yeah, I ain't going here, I ain't going there. But it's like, bitch, I know you in real life. You do go there. Like you do let him take you there. Like, or I'm standing on business and I ain't paying for this and I ain't paying for that. But then they behind closed doors, they do actually do that. Like, so that's the thing that I think I've been noticing a lot is like a lot of people get on social media and they talk, but then it don't even actually apply to their reality.
Yeah,
Right. But I do think that there are people, like you said, that do have like one-sided
yeah. They
perspectives of
put out a
how.
certain image for the media, basically.
Mhm, exactly. And I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that, we've taken things like, for example, a man's supposed to be a protector and a provider. We've taken that and like we've kind of perverted it or twisted it to mean something that it does not mean. So, like, for example, I understand the concept of a man being a provider, but to me, I think that's like putting a roof over your head, you know, providing food. Like, I don't think that has nothing to do with buying you a $700 lace front. I don't think that has nothing to do with buying you a Birkin bag or you feel me. That's not provision. That's not. And I think a lot of women have added all these extra details and demands that have men thinking that, oh, I don't want to be a provider because I'm not paying for this and doing that. And it's like that's not even what a provider is. Like I think that we have, a lot of people that don't have guidance
Yeah,
and structure in the home, just kind of running a mouth and making up whatever. Like,
yeah, yeah. I feel like, dang, I forgot what I was about to say. It was in my mind.
oh my
I feel
bad.
like yeah, a lot of that comes from a woman being hurt, basically.
Mm-hmm.
When a woman's hurt, it kind of she develops a mindset to where okay, you
Mm-hmm.
dog me out, I'm gonna be dog, but they don't understand. They don't pick the good man at first. A lot of women don't.
Mm-hmm.
But when they finally get to the good man, and the good man gets treated wrong. They expect the good man to do that, like you said, pay for all this expensive stuff,
Mm-hmm.
do all these things with her, but she'll have him pay for all that. And she'll go out doing her own thing
Mm-hmm.
while he's stuck wondering what she doing,
Mm-hmm.
what did I do wrong. She'll treat him so wrong, but why not choose him at the beginning? Why
Right.
go through all these pain cycles just to get to the person you wanted and not do right?
I think a lot of it has to do with just learning, like going through, especially because a lot of us didn't grow up with, like just speak for myself personally, for example, I didn't grow up with like a mother and a father and older brothers and sisters. Like I grew up with my great grandmother who didn't really understand a lot of what was going on in current times. So it's like a lot of times you have to go out and experience certain shit to say, okay, I don't like that. That doesn't make me feel good. This doesn't make me happy. And it can take time to come to that place where you realize, okay, this is what a healthy relationship is supposed to look like, especially if you didn't see it. You didn't grow up seeing your parents, in love with each other and treating each other right and setting, that type of tone. So you have to go out and find that for yourself, which may turn into bumping your head. I also think it has a lot to do with women, like 9 times out of 10, if a nigga's approaching you, he want to fuck.
Yeah,
That's like the main thing that happens as a woman is you're going to get a lot of dudes that come to you, whether it's on social media, whether you're out in the public, whatever, that they're approaching you. And even if they don't come out their mouth and say it, their intentions is to fuck.
all right.
Right. And so I think a lot of women have kind of gotten hip to this and are just being on some like, I'm gonna use you before you use me shit. Like, I know what you want, I know what you're coming here for. So okay, yeah, take me out. Okay, yeah, buy my drinks. Okay, since you want to come take something from me, like, because let's be real, this is a conversation I've seen as well. Is like, I admit that it is different when women fuck versus women fuck, right? There's like a different, you feel me? So it's like, yeah, like if you hit me, you won. Like that was a score to you, right? But to me, it's like, you got hit. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
it's a loss, it's a L. So I feel like sometimes women try to like turn it into a W by saying, oh yeah, he paid for this, he got me that, he iced me out, he put me in this. Like, so it makes it a W because you got something out of it other than getting fucked, right? So that's honestly where I think the whole like using men to pay for stuff comes from, is just women trying to turn getting fucked into a W.
you're right.
Um,
It comes from a lot of paranoia from past relationships.
mm-hmm,
And I understand that because, like I said at the beginning, us men are dogs. We
mm-hmm,
do stupid things and we try to justify, but in reality, we just gotta take accountability for our actions, which a lot of us don't. We
mm-hmm,
continue to do the same thing. We justify it as just us being niggas.
mm-hmm,
Which I don't really see that as true because you can change. I've done some crazy things in my life
mm-hmm.
to my woman, but I changed. I'm still in the process of picking up the pieces, trying to put things back together. But it's possible to change. Men just don't want to change. That's what comes with a lot of women being hurt.
Mm-hmm.
That's why women act the way they act now, which we can't blame them for that.
Exactly. And it's like I definitely agree with you because I just recently I've been doing a lot of content on like the difference between men and women and our biological differences. And there are certain biological factors that play into it. For example, women do experience higher brain function in the areas that deal with empathy, concern for others, and impulse control. Men do experience higher brain function in the areas that do with visual coordination, right? So there are certain things that make it to where biologically, right? A man, as a woman, I might be attracted to this dude. Like if I see a dude walking by, I'm like, oh, he look good. But I'm not about to be like, oh, what's your number? Like, like it's just like he look good. Whereas like a dude, he'll see a girl walk by and he like, damn, like I gotta see, it's like an impulse, you know?
Yeah.
So I do think there is like a biological nature, but like you said, you can take the time, the focus, and the energy to refine that if you want to,
Right.
right? Because that's the beautiful thing about being a human being is we have that intelligence and that discernment to be able to act on our impulses or not. It just takes a little bit more work and attention. And then I also think the society that we lives in is what affects our desire to do that, right? So
Yes.
I think like not only is that there that slight biological nature, but then when you come from a society that teaches that, oh, this is, how many women a man can sleep with determines his value. It's like, why would I want to change that impulse when I'm getting told that I'm the man if I can hit this and hit that and hit this and hit that? So I think that's something that plays into it as well.
Right. That's that's like I don't know. I never really believed in that. Like either
Hmm.
way, if you have a body count higher than let's say 6 people,
Hmm.
you're young, like my age,
Hmm.
you're just that's low value to me. Cause why? Why
How old are
go
you
through
again?
this? I'm 16, about to be
Okay.
17. So yeah,
Okay.
why go through this many people? Why go through this many people and expect somebody to just accept and be like, oh yeah, especially how you do people.
Hmm.
That plays a part in whether a person should trust you or not. Like,
I agree.
yeah, you can't just go around dogging these females out or dogging nigga out, and you say fuck these niggas or you don't trust them. You know,
Hmm.
you choose to do this, you choose to do this. These are your actions, and it's all a choice. So it's like,
Right. And I like that you pointed out that it's detrimental for both because I do feel like there's a double standard to where it's like, oh, it's detrimental for a woman to have a bunch of bodies, but it has no effect on a man. And it's like, I don't think that that's realistic. I think that the effect is different.
yeah,
It may not have the same effect, but there are definitely downsides on both sides to you just sleeping around with random people. First of all, STDs don't discriminate, right? So, exposing yourself to different sexual partners without, taking your time to do so, which just common sense. If I'm out here sleeping with people rapidly, I'm not taking the time to I go get tested, they get tested, we wait for the results. But you see what I'm saying? You're not doing that. So you're increasing your chances
overdose.
of being exposed to something.
Sorry, these kids.
You fine. I'm surprised Muffin ain't broken here yet because she but but yeah, then also on the flip side, it's like, I notice a lot of times I've seen personally, right? Like I have uncles that, they've went and had kids with different women and now they're on
Yo,
child support.
upstairs. All right, we good now.
Yeah, so I've had uncles that, they went and they slept with different women, had multiple kids, now they're on child support. Child support is garnishing their whole check. Like they're stressed out. They got to work 2 and 3 jobs to try to compensate for that. Like, you know, um, you dating, you just slept with this crazy girl, had a kid with her. Now she's slicing up your tires and messing up your next relationship.
Right.
That's not good for
That's
you as a man. Like, exactly. So it's like just because you're not ran through doesn't mean that there's not detrimental effects to you just out here hitting whatever you get hit.
yeah. Big problem with a lot of men in this generation is
Mhm.
emotional and then sexual discipline. They don't.
Mhm.
A lot of men don't contain that within them, and it kind of made me disappointed because why? It's just why you can't control yourself from having sex with this woman and that woman and hurting this woman and that woman in the process.
Mhm.
It's not, it's not doing anything to change anything in the world. So
Yeah. Yeah. And I think, like you said, I think they can change those things. It's just like when there's that slight, natural inclination to have that impulse, but then you live in a society that's reinforcing it. Right.
yeah,
And I think a lot of it has to do with just to keep it simple, like for example, in America, like we're most influenced by Christianity, we're most influenced by Abrahamic religions. that have been influenced by patriarchy, right? So a lot of the belief systems that are infused into those doctrines come from men who have these impulses. So you have little stuff like, oh, it's okay for Solomon to have 700 wives and da-da. So it's like when you see stuff like this,
Yeah.
it like reinforces like, okay, I'm doing something right because this you see what I'm saying? It's like
Yeah.
a confirmation. I have something I can go to and say, oh well, what I'm doing is okay because it's in the Bible. Look, like yeah. So I think that people have to learn to use their own discernment and
Mm-hmm.
see what's working for them.
You're right.
But yeah. So the last question that I have written down here is okay. So do you think this division is happening naturally, or is this a part of some bigger agenda to divide the masses? You know, because I've seen some people saying that it's like, oh, the government or oh the whatever. Like, do you think that this they whoever they is,
They.
do you think this is an agenda to cause division between men and women?
Honestly, yeah, because the world wasn't like this before, like I say 2020 and everything. Well, it was. We had people dogging out still, but we didn't have the whole world being influenced on. Oh, I want to fuck him. I want to fuck her. I want to do them wrong. I want to go. Who really thought of twerking out on the headlights by the headlights? Like in 2016 or something like that.
Hmm.
I haven't seen that. Like 2020 and up is the point when I really started seeing a lot of hurt people in the
Hmm.
world become more. Hmm, what's the word? Should I
I,
say?
I know what you mean, but I don't
Yeah.
really know the word for it either. Like,
What I say? Should I say vibrant? I don't know. Maybe I have to reword it. Yeah. Yeah. It's this is the era of hurt people, basically.
mhm.
What I want.
Yeah, I'm
And
seeing more people with like podcasts ranting back and forth and like Andrew Tate and them, like,
yeah.
oh, Andrew Tate humbles, da, 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 like just like this that we didn't really see, like, because I definitely remember growing up and you saw certain themes, like for example, I remember one of my favorite movies was Baby Boy, right? And so you saw certain themes of like, oh, man ain't shit, messing with this woman, messing with that woman, driving her car around all day, like, black
Yeah.
women feeling tired and used. They even had that conversation where she was talking to his mom. Like, so we saw it spoken about, but it wasn't this like prevalent energy
Uh,
all throughout the community where we're sitting here and it's crazy because I do think it's just our people. Like there are some, white people who be around black people and so they participate in these conversations, but
yeah.
if you know
A lot of
like
it.
for yeah, what you saying?
Yeah. A lot of it happens with our people. A lot.
Mm-hmm.
Let's
Yeah,
be.
because I'm on this app called Bigo where it's like different races. Like you can go, you can be on certain live streams and it's all black people, but then you can be over here and it's straight Asian people. And I tell you, every single time I go into a black person's live, it's the same shit. It's the same black men this, women this, 50-50 this. You go over to the Asian side, they dancing and singing. They're not
You're
talking about this shit.
right. Because our people like dominance,
Mm-hmm.
and with the man wanting dominance and the woman now wanting more dominance over the man, or at least trying to get it. It's
Mm-hmm.
not. It's clashing. It's like this, and it just won't. You know, it won't. It won't combine because
Mm-hmm.
the man. The man is dominant. That's what they were made for. The woman. So it's like the woman trying to, the black woman or whatever. However, I
Mm-hmm.
put this, trying to compete with the man. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
the woman trying to compete with the man is just, it's crazy. It's not gonna go because it's gonna be a argument every time. Gonna be a fight,
Mm-hmm.
drama, and that's why they argue about it. I guess they
Right.
they I guess they sick of us and our emotional, our sexual discipline, undisciplined, and yeah, they just want to set They just want to set something in stone. But it's different ways to communicate that and
Mm-hmm.
handle that situation. So a lot, what I would say really is just, I don't know, try to heal yourself before you get into another relationship. That go for men and women. You can't just go from this person to this person. And a lot of this comes from like single parents, single mothers. A lot of it comes from women and men, single parents. Single mothers teach their children how to live, how they survive.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of ways they survive, just it wasn't, it wasn't right.
It was survival.
Yeah, they had to. They had to. But
Mm-hmm.
as a parent, you should teach your child how to be better. Not how,
Right.
yeah, of course, teach them how to survive, but there's a right way.
But I think it's because a lot of these parents who had to survive are aware that their children are gonna have to go through the same shit. Because it's a lot of us grew up without our parents or without like a village, without a culture, without a structure. And we're aware that my kid is gonna grow up without that too. So I have to teach them to survive without that, like I had to. But that's the problem. That's why, me and Shula, we're trying to create Manumi so that we have a culture, we have an environment, we have sustainability to where we don't have to teach our kids how to survive in this bullshit, right? Um, and that's why, like, I personally recommend studying, researching history. This is why history is so important to me. This is why researching, ancient civilizations are so important to me because it opens your mind up to realize that the shit that we're dealing with right now was not how it was before. And a lot of the things that we're arguing back and forth about are literally things that were just made up within the last 100 years. Nobody was talking about this. Nobody, if we go back prior, a lot of the things that we deal with as people, as black people, is because of the trauma that we faced in this country. And if we do our research back to before we were influenced by, enslaved, captured, traumatized by Europeans, we were not doing this shit. Like, and so it's like it gives you like an open eye and like a perspective of, dang, like this thing that I've been dealing with my whole life and I thought was just, this is just the way it is and there's no way around it. When I zoom out and do my research, I realize that this shit just popped up a few hundred years ago. And it's a direct result of trauma in enslavement.
It's almost like we lost our ability to be united as people and
Mm-hmm.
just be one with each other.
Mm-hmm.
We It's like we always fighting. We always have something to debate about or something to justify about our actions, and it's not going. It's just causing controversy. A lot of it within us. We just
Mm-hmm.
need to be more aware of what we're doing. We need to be aware of that. We can change it if we really want to.
Mm-hmm.
That's what we need to do. Just stop the bull crap.
Stop the bull crap.
Stop.
Stop the bull crap. Yeah, and I told myself I had to, like, that's the thing, is like I was out here dropping videos, I was dropping reels, TikToks, all that. And it was like, soon as I started stirring the pot and participating in the man versus woman dynamic, all of a sudden 10K views. All of a sudden I'm getting hundreds of comments. Like it's sad that it's like it kind of locks people in a cycle to where even if you don't want to address it, even if you don't want to participate with what's going on now, it's like you're not gonna get the support. You're not gonna get the attention. Your views are gonna, you feel me?
Right.
Um, so it's like the best thing that I can say for people is try to create your lane or like get people's attention, but do what you gotta do to get people's attention. But make sure that you're coming behind that with authenticity and a call to action in a way for us to solve the issues that are going on within our community.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. Is there anything else you wanted to tell to the people or say about the topic?
Not about this topic, but it's a topic on relationships.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people don't realize that in relationships we need the opposite of our own being.
Mm-hmm.
Here's an example. Me, I used to worry so much about a woman being submissive to me, sucking up to my every word, my every move. But I realized after being with the woman I'm with so many times, the woman that, or the person that disrespects you, the person that challenges you, person that says whatever they need or whatever they want to, or whatever you don't want to hear is what I
Mm-hmm.
mean. Yeah, is the person you need, because how can you evolve your mindset as a person if you just have what you want all the time?
Mm-hmm.
If you have like a girl that's submissive, does everything you say, you just gonna be stupid, in my opinion. Cause it's like you're not learning nothing, y'all not teaching each other nothing. It's just the same thing every day. Oh, sex, 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 or let's go do this, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I feel like the opposite just challenge your mind a lot, and it teaches
Right.
you how to be a better person, how to accept things that you don't want to hear. And yeah, just evolve as a person. And you can do that together.
That's a fact. That's a fact. And it's interesting that you brought that up because I'm currently taking I'm actually just finishing up courses on leadership, right? Because I'm working towards my bachelor's for, business, entrepreneurship. And the class that I'm taking, they literally just spoke on how poor leaders will surround themselves by brown nosers, right? People that just kiss their ass and agree with everything they say, don't challenge them, don't, think for themselves. And those are ineffective leaders, right? Statistically, when you look at leaders that surround themselves by brown nosers, their companies don't perform well. Their production is down because you're surrounded by a bunch of people that you can be dead wrong, and they're gonna be like, "Oh yeah, boss, you're right," and then you fail because you didn't have anybody to point out the error in your ways, right?
Right.
Also, these people don't take initiative. Like, so for example, if I'm surrounded by a team of people that only do what I tell them to do, that means that I'm always having to tell them what to do in order for them to be productive. They don't know how to problem solve on their own. They don't know how to, if I'm not there, they don't know how to handle a situation. I have to be there to constantly tell them to get something done, right? And it's like that's not the most optimum performing team. And
Right.
so I think that translates to relationships too. Is like if you're with somebody that can't challenge you, can't think for themselves, can't bring anything new to the table, you might as well just be with yourself.
Because
Like,
that life at that point, life is just kind of boring. It's the same thing. You're not
hmm
learning nothing. You're not doing nothing different.
hmm
No point.
exactly.
And a lot of men that want dominance and that wants respect and wants their women to do, the things they say. Sometimes not,
Mhm.
your woman, a real woman is not going to do everything you say. That's just the truth. But it will become a time where if you work towards it the right way and spend a little bit more time, she will become a bit more submissive to what you say. Ooh, it look good.
It's chickpea eggs and tomatoes and stuff.
But yeah, all it
Mhm.
is just like patience, patience,
Mm,
discipline, and time. That's all.
yeah. hmm I think it's just because a lot of people lack emotional intelligence because of, again, not having proper, not being nurtured properly growing up. And this is what I was saying to, the women the other day about how is our job. We're the nurturers. That's our job. But a lot of times because we have to work, because we aren't able to be in the home nurturing our children, we kind of send them off to daycare, send them off to school, send them off wherever the fuck, and we're not actually paying attention to what's being put into their minds. And so I think because of this, a lot of us never developed emotional intelligence growing up. So, for example, if somebody disagrees with me, I don't have to become triggered and want to attack that person or argue with that person or get upset and feel like, how dare you disagree. That's emotional unintelligence. Like, you can't handle confrontation. You can't handle something that doesn't go along with your every word and move, and that's a sign of a lack of intelligence, if you ask me.
Right.
Yep.
Yep. That's the topic I've been thinking about for a little while,
hmm
because it's something that I've been experiencing ever since I've been staying with my female and her siblings and her mom.
hmm
A lot of things, a lot of things come with that. being in person. Another thing, social media and long distance relationships don't work. They might, but like in real life, it's way better. It's way better because you get to actually talk to your person. Because over the phone, it's easy to hang up, block the person, be done.
Mm-hmm.
When you in person, you can be like, hey, let's talk. Let's come sit down, let's talk, so we can get this situation handled. We don't have to keep on dealing with this. If there's something, if there's something negative with my energy, okay, let me know. Okay, it's nothing it's nothing I won't change for you. But at the same
Mm-hmm.
time, if there's something that you're doing that's provoking this out of me, I need you to change that also. We'll be
Exactly. Exactly. I 100% agree. I 100% agree. And I feel like that's why I'm not an advocate for oh, don't move in with somebody until you get married. Don't have sex until you get married. Don't do this until you get married. No. I feel like you need to know that person. You need to know how to function with that person on a daily basis before you say this is the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with.
right. It's
That's
so
absolutely right.
it's so easy to just be with a person and break up just like, oh, he did something I don't like. It's time to get him gone. Go on to the next. But it's
Mm-hmm.
not easy. It's not easy to sit here and be like, hey, baby, let's talk. Let's get this handled, or let's go on the walk. There's different ways you can do in person to cope with, y'all situation or something that's going wrong.
Mm-hmm. And again, it takes emotional intelligence to do that.
Yep.
To be upset, to have your feelings hurt, but still be able to sit down and respectfully communicate why you're upset and why your feelings are hurt. It takes emotional intelligence to do that. That's something I'm still working on. That's something I feel like we all have to work on to some capacity because it's a lot of unhealed shit going around in our society these days.
Right. If we just learn to communicate properly and know what we're getting ourselves into before we getting into it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not gonna lie, when I first got into the relationship like 2 years ago, I didn't know what I was getting into. I said, because I was a nigga. Dang, my camera straight. Okay, but yeah, I
Yeah,
didn't.
I can see you.
I said anything just to get with this girl, and of course,
Mm-hmm.
at the beginning, it was only about sex. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. It was only about sex, but when I actually took the time to be with this person, learn more about this person, it was kind of changed me. I was like, nah,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even, it's not even about the sex no more. This person has a mind that can help me, something that can help me develop my character.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's important as well because I feel like we are natural. Attraction is natural. So you're
Yeah,
naturally gonna see somebody and be like, damn, they fine as fuck, and you don't know shit about them. So the only thing that is attracting you to them is how they look.
yeah,
However, I feel like we should have the maturity and the discipline to say to ourselves, like, okay, their physical body may be what's attracting me right now, but I'm gonna go into this experience open and with the intentions of learning who they actually are beyond just their physical appearance. And if I don't like that, I'm not going to have sex with them because that's another thing that we have within our society, especially with dudes,
yeah.
where they're like, "Oh yeah, she a hoe, but so why are you dealing with her?" Oh, because I'm just fucking like I don't care. Like that's the problem. Like why are we just sleeping with people that we
That
don't value?
that
Exactly.
that just lowers your value as a man.
Hmm.
You know, why are you sleeping with low value women or somebody you think is low value? And you don't really. And another thing, if you don't really know a woman's story like that, don't judge her. Don't judge her
Hmm.
because sometimes women gotta do what they gotta do to provide for themselves or for their families.
Hmm.
But
Exactly.
yeah, but as a man, yeah, I think a lot of men should be more open minded. They should be more open minded to this subject.
Hmm. The food's good, y'all.
I know, man. If I had a car, I'd probably come over there and get some.
Yep, it do slap. It do slap.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, y'all. I think that was a great build. I think that we gave them a lot of good information. Y'all make sure y'all just listen with open ears, y'all. Just listen with open ears. Don't get triggered. And stop all that arguing. Stop all that debating. Cause like I said, a lot of the times y'all be on here. Like I've seen people arguing about shit that I'm like, bro, you on here talking about you ain't going 50-50, but you stay with your parents. Like you're not even like this not even relevant to your situation right now. You're just arguing something just because it's a topic.
Right.
Like y'all gotta stop doing that. And then y'all and I caught myself doing that sometimes where like I'll be sitting here like debating or I'll be like watching somebody else like arguing, debating and stuff, and then I'll start thinking about it and it's like now you arguing in your relationship because of some shit that don't even got nothing to do with y'all. Like y'all start talking about it and disagreeing with each other. Like like that's not
Another thing, stop listening to social media. Social
yeah.
media is ruining y'all minds a lot.
It definitely is real bad. It's not even it's gotten y'all looking at life so unrealistic and messed
Right.
up.
You need to go outside, meet you a real person, build a genuine connection, and learn for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
All these people, you can't listen, you can't go off of other people's experiences because it wasn't your own.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Y'all arguing about getting cheated on. Y'all ain't even never been cheated on.
Right.
That y'all know. Y'all just yeah.
Don't make sense. But yeah,
Exactly.
before you deal with a person, be open minded
Mm-hmm.
to them. Because you never know what you can learn from a person. You never know who you might want to spend the rest of your life with. Because a lot of you men lose the wrong person over stupid shit because you want to continue being a dog.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Tighten up to the men out there.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's easy to think that you're right. That's the thing. In that moment, you can feel like you're so right and you know what you're talking about because you haven't matured and done the work in the self-reflection to realize that you're wrong right now. And like you're gonna fuck around and lose that person. And then 5 years from now, when you finally grow up and learn to self-reflect, you can be like, damn,
Right.
that was a good person. Like I fumbled a good person because I was an idiot, you know. So
To some of the women, some of the young women out there,
mm-hmm,
more empathetic to your man. You know, sometimes he may need to talk sometimes. And when y'all just shut him off, be like, boy, bye, or I'm not dealing with this childish or this. You know, sometimes he may just have a lot of bottled up emotions. And it may just, that it may just be that one childish situation that just made him, click.
mm-hmm,
So just communicate more and be more open minded.
mm-hmm. Don't communicate from a space of hurt, you know.
Just
Because I feel
gotta
like a lot of time that's what that is. Like when you're already so hurt and frustrated, it's like I ain't trying to hear that. Like no, it's just gonna be the same shit because you're hurt.
right communicate y'all feelings too, because a lot of you women think y'all so strong, which y'all are. I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of strong women out there, but it's okay to talk. You don't gotta bottle it up, because that doesn't help. That doesn't help anything.
Mm-hmm. And it's gonna come out as anger most likely. Like when you bottle it up.
You're gonna end up hurting somebody, just
Mm-hmm.
like you've been hurt, and boom, it's just a continuous cycle of hurt and revenge. Don't nobody
Mm-hmm.
want to keep dealing with that. Change the world, change yourself and change your person.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. But yeah, y'all, I think that's a good bill right there. I think we definitely put a lot on the table for y'all. Again, like you want to shout your socials out so they can know where to follow you. You got a channel?
Nah, on Instagram it's Westside Taurus, but it's spelled weirdly. Is it a way I can type it in the chat?
What I'll do, I'll just it's the Instagram you messaging me on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll just link it in the description below. Y'all can go follow him. Drop his Instagram in the description. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, run those views up. We still trying to get to 1,000 subscribers, y'all. Y'all being lazy.
Get my sis to 1,000, man. I'm not playing.
Exactly. Like they're playing back and forth with me, and I don't get it. I don't get it.
They bull crapping.
They really are. They really are. But yeah, y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. Peace.